Good morning. Happy Thursday. It's almost the end of the week. Hooray! We got over the hump. I'm so tired. Hope you guys have been doing well and had a good week. So today is day 83, I think. I'm gonna label it the right number later, but good job, guys. We are getting there. Just 17, 18 more days. Also, yesterday I went to bed at like 11:30. So, wow, I had like 6 hours of sleep. Really? Yeah, dang, no wonder I'm so tired. But yeah, I was staying up till then, working, unfortunately. It's all good. I'll wait a couple minutes for people to join and then we can get started. Okay, let's get started then. See you guys in 20 minutes. Okay, good job, guys. Another day done. I'm gonna check the chat now. Good morning, Aman. Oh, no worries. Tight schedule is very understandable. Consultancy role, yeah. So, have you watched my video, Why I Left Engineering? It's on my main channel. I recommend you watch that first. I'll send the name in the chat right now. But yeah, it's this video. I explain why I, left engineering and went into consulting. Your next comment is very interesting. Michio Kaku's observation. He said, America's best brains are going to Wall Street, not real science, and USA will lose because of this in the long run. That is so interesting. And that really strikes me. Yeah, so I do believe that a lot of amazing brains are going into Wall Street. And let me kind of break this down. So when we choose, I think, a job, there are two things that we weigh. There are many things overall, but there are, I think, two big ones. So there's the compensation and then the fulfillment, I think. So the compensation is obviously more selfish and it's looking, just at the transactional piece. Fulfillment is, in a way, kind of selfish because you're looking at how you can make yourself feel better, but it's also about the meaning in your job and helping, I don't know, society, humanity, science advance. And so that fulfillment piece is also, it goes beyond the day-to-day of the job. And what you're getting out of it is more long-term and it's more like feeling based. It's based on your own perception and that. So I think when some people weigh this, I mean, we do care about advancing society and advancing science. But then sometimes we realize that us, ourselves, like each individual person, like we're only on this earth for so long. And I mean, to be honest, sometimes that desire for that transactional piece, that compensation to, I don't know, improve our quality of life, give us more stability in the future, kind of outweighs the fulfillment. As much as I hate to say that, because I mean, I really care about helping people and like helping the environment and everything. But at the same time, since that's more of a long term goal, right now, I personally am looking for some quicker gains to kind of get like a higher starting point faster. And then um, and then use this experience and then get the fulfillment piece where my hope is that by starting in a kind of position in business, then I can leap into a more managerial or leadership position in a tech company where that tech company, hopefully, the goal is that that tech company would be doing something that helps the world or society. And I admit, like, there is a transactional piece to it, and I didn't really talk about that in my video. I forgot, to be quite honest. I was just thinking about all the reasons, like, oh, I want to, you know, learn more people skills, collaborate more. And I don't want to do a PhD. So it's like, it's very difficult to weigh your desires for like your life to be good, because you know you only have one life, like, you know, after you die, like, you're really not going to see the course of the world. And yeah, that is selfish. And that's also, I think, why people are just harming the environment, even though I still like care about it. And I like recycle. I try to like minimize waste and stuff like that, and like use energy responsibly. But yeah, I think sometimes that gain for yourself in your life outweighs the other part, as much as you would like to help. But then you kind of like fear. You have this fear of like using your whole life to go into this direction that you might not necessarily even like or find that it will achieve your goal of helping society. It sounds kind of like sad, pessimistic, I guess. But then you think, well, then I might as well just try and live my best life. That's kind of how I think about it. Even though, yeah, last night I stayed up till like 11 working. So, like, what's the real point here if I could just be doing an engineering job? Fewer hours, probably more pay per hour technically than consulting, as I'm doing right now, I guess, with like, I don't know, 60-hour weeks, staying up pretty late. I was going to say something else. I forgot. Oh, I hate when that happens, because then I'm like, oh, it was in the back of my mind. I was like hanging on to it because it was interesting or important, but it got away from me. Oh yeah, so engineering, it's like not necessarily advancing science, but it's helping like those companies. It's also like helping capitalism at the end of the day, because like think about all those pharmaceutical companies. It's terrible, but like, why do you think painkillers are so, they're so powerful, or like not powerful? Why do you think painkillers are so popular and prescribed all the time? It's because they're the best moneymaker out there. They don't solve the root of the problem. They don't cure you. They just stifle your symptoms. And so you just have to keep relying on it, which means you have to keep buying it. And that means that they keep getting money. Honestly, like, if you're building a capital for the purpose of gain, like, unless it's, I don't know, millions of dollars or very expensive per dosage that cures something completely, you're not going to want to sell that. That's just not a good business model, because you're not going to have that continual flow of money. If you say cure it for everyone in the world, who else is going to buy your stuff? Like, your company just does not have any use or value anymore. And so, yeah, I think the people who are truly advancing science are the ones doing a PhD, being a professor. Like Frances Arnold, I worked in her lab, and like I really admire that. I thought that I was going to do that, but I think that's another piece. It's also not only the money, but it's also, what I felt is that it would be a trade of my time for something that I didn't enjoy that much. So, like 5 more years of a PhD program, it was not only like trading, I don't know, more potential gains in compensation, but it's also trading my time, which is my life. Your time is your life. People should think of it that way. And so when you think of it that way, it's also about your your life, and like thinking, oh, I only have one life. So again, I don't really want to trade like 5 years of it, like, for only the possibility of advancing science in some way. Like, I mean, it would be amazing to have a breakthrough and do stuff like that, but like, I don't know. I mean, it's such a grueling process, which like I admire a lot, and I just feel bad, like, as if I'm just not strong enough, or determined enough, or there's another word. Altruistic enough to do something like that. But I mean, I hope that, like, even though my job is completely like not creating anything, like, I mean, our job, consultants, it's like a fake job. That's what my friend described it as. And I was like, that's very accurate because we're not creating anything. In fact, all the time we talk about adding value. We're not creating value. We just take existing information, compile it, and then present it to the client so that they can make a better business strategy. But at the end of the day, that client, their company, like, what are they really doing? If it's a private equity company and they're investing in a clothing company, like, what is that company really doing that's helping society? Like, it's likely not a company that's trying to be super sustainable. Fashion, for example, if it's that clothing company, and like, in the end of the day, it's literally just a job. Consulting is just a job based on capitalism. And that's the same thing with Wall Street. My friends who were so smart, they did physics. They majored in physics in Caltech. They went to Wall Street and they say to me, yeah, I'm just creating liquidity. And my friend, in fact, quit recently from Citadel, and he said it was boring. And yeah, like, my friend's also questioning like the meaning or purpose of our job. Because like, you choose one, you're gonna lose the other in some form. Whereas like, if you choose like compensation, you're gonna lose one form of fulfillment. And so it's all very interesting concepts that I'm very interested that you brought up this question, Aman. So thank you for asking this. It's especially great to like have me pour out all these thoughts, because I feel like there are just so many thoughts or like perspectives I have on choices and like people's choices and like in life and stuff. And then like, I don't know, I'm so busy because of my job right now, and like all the time that I sometimes just forget to really reflect and write like deeply my thoughts. But if I just say it on the spot in response to a question, it's much more natural and everything flows out. And then it's like, especially on here, then it's actually recorded. And yeah, so I remember my thoughts that I had, I don't know, say in 5 years, I look back and I'm like, oh wow, I thought like that. Maybe I was dumb. I don't know. I hope I'm being reasonable. But yeah, very long answer to your question. I hope that answers it fully. And the pieces I didn't cover, you can watch my video. Plugging myself. But yeah, actually, I think I organized the other parts in that video pretty well. So if you have additional questions, of course, feel free to please comment. I like comments, as I mentioned yesterday. Like, yeah, anytime I upload a video, guys, like, I would love if you would comment your thoughts, your reaction, what I could do better, because, we're a community, and especially you guys joining me for like lives, like, I value your opinion. So yeah, just like treat me like your friend, comment on all my videos, let me know how I'm doing. And even if it's hi, it's fine. But anyway, hello, Annie. It is very mind-boggling indeed. Oh, that's one more thing I forgot. So that's why I hope, like, outside of this job that's built on capitalism, that I feel like I'm not actually creating anything, that I'm creating on YouTube to hopefully help you guys and more people around the world, whether it's in like the mindset or like learning from my experiences, because the greatest value is learning from other people. Because like, again, our lives are only so short. We only have a limited time. And if we keep like doing trial and error, which like is very valuable, sometimes like you try, you fail, and then you learn from it yourself. Doing, you learn more than, just watching. But if it's something, can't give any specific example right now. If you learn from someone else's mistake and you just know to not do that in the first place, and you know why, then you can set yourself forward and save, either time, money, effort. So really trying to learn from other people is something that I always try to follow myself and that I want to show other people too, which is why like I have like a 10-page Google Doc of all my video ideas because like anytime I think of something, I'm like, oh dang, like that's an interesting point. I need to share it because otherwise, like I'm just like, oh no, like then they're not getting this knowledge, they're not getting this kind of experience and awareness that could potentially help them as in like you guys and the viewers. And yeah, I'm just really excited, I guess, to present my perspective and the learnings and how I become quote unquote successful, even though I'm not that successful. I just work hard, I try to be efficient, all that stuff. And even I think the hardest working students aren't aware of some things. I mean, I wasn't aware of some things either, and I'm still not aware of many things, but that's what we can try to attack by learning from other people through videos that hopefully are telling different things than the other videos out there where the Deep where Deep I think commented like or no, it was someone else who commented. I think Dark Horizon or AP, I think, commented on one of my videos. Like that's why they like my videos more than other people's because it seems like other people's videos, like productivity and stuff, it just like they Googled stuff and then they listed it and made it very aesthetic. Yeah, and then I'm a little salty because then they get millions of views, but I'm like, oh, I hope that eventually people see my effort at like making videos have contain like a unique perspective, like an experience that really is new and has people learn and think. And like I put so much effort into the actual content. Like I think that's kind of a difficulty in balance right now because like I don't have that much time. And so like I even have someone to help me edit. But then like about planning, like I just need to get better at storytelling or setting up the scenes or like filming better or something to actually make my what I say come across as more interesting or like for more people to actually watch it because at the end of the day like my content, my words can be so good, but then if like it doesn't fit people's attention spans and all that stuff, like no one's going to watch it and then no one gets that information, which is the purpose I want in the first place. I think so hard about my video topics and everything because throughout my day, throughout every day, I'm like pretty reflective. And in a moment, I'm like, oh, wow, like I learned this in work. I'm like, oh, I learned that I should do it like this. And like this relates to some greater concept of how we can, I don't know, be more responsible, be more proactive, something like that, that helps our lives. And then I try to write it down as soon as possible. I mean, in my phone notes, I have like, I don't even know how many, like 20 sets of notes, like, and they're all like really long of like random ideas and things I like realized throughout the day. And so my videos are based off of the things that I'm constantly thinking about. And so they're like, it's just very well thought out, in my opinion. And it's like a lot of effort in that respect. I never sit down and just brainstorm video ideas or like one session, write down all the thoughts I have for one video. No, it's like throughout the day, like super scattered, trying to bucket them, categorize them into my notes. So sometimes it's like kind of overwhelming, but I think in the end, I'm getting more valuable um, information or thoughts, perspectives, content out there. I hate like saying content because I saw this video, I think by like SR Ruthless, I think that's his username, where he talks about we're just making content nowadays where it's like just for the purpose of like putting stuff out there. And it's not like that artful or something. Like, would you just call the Mona Lisa content? No. And it's all put under this umbrella where they're influencers taking pictures. That's considered content. And other things considered content. So it's just made everything seem to have less weight or importance. Anyway, I'm going on such a long rant. I'm just going to mark this as gold because I think I discussed several interesting concepts. And I think for my own purpose, I want to go back and see like what I talked about. Anyway, okay, gonna check the chat now. I'm behind. Yeah, well, actually, I did not feel like writing an essay for Caltech because I hate writing essays, but I enjoyed saying that stuff. I just let my mind flow, which I like doing. That's why I like journaling. As a kid, I wrote so many short stories, like just out of the figments of my imagination. So no, not an essay, but interesting because yeah, I feel like I could write an essay on that. Then that'd take all the fun out of it, though. Okay, Annie says she saw the prompts for Caltech essay. Word counts are pretty low. Yeah, you have to learn to be concise, and effective. That's why every word it matters so much in a college essay. Like, if that sentence is not important, like you cut that out. I guess that's a good concept to take into YouTube videos too. Because if that's not good, like you just cut that stuff out. And then because if you include like things that aren't as great, you're just doing a disservice to the great things you put in. So yeah, I'm learning how to do that too. Because like I'm a hoarder, I keep things like many clothes. That I also realize I'm doing disservice to my other ones because I can't find the good ones I usually wear. Anyway, I'm just being all jumbly today in my speaking. Oh, my reels is reaching certain audiences. Interesting. Thanks for letting me know. I'm glad they're actually reaching people. I mean, to be honest, so like I post some things on TikTok, like study tips and stuff. You should follow me, by the way. Good to great. I'll put this in here. But I add some of them to Instagram Reels, but it's like a different demographic because people on Instagram are probably just looking for a lot of like aesthetic things or like cute dogs. But then I'm here saying like, oh, this is how you get a high GPA, and like, I don't expect that much engagement, but it's interesting. All right, guys, I'm gonna really have to hop. Corporate word. Ugh, I'm like so used to using corporate lingo nowadays because I always listen to it. So I always hear it. Okay, I'm gonna go. I need to eat. Get ready for work. I'm gonna go into the office today. I'm so sleepy though. I think I might go into the office later in the day. I'll still go, but just yeah, maybe after my check-in. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining. Bye.